Last time on What If Toribot joined the Z Fighters, we covered the Tenkaichi Budokai. The finals were Toribot vs Piccolo, which Toribot just barely managed to win after chest-bursting Piccolo. Now we cover the post-tournament antics. Everyone goes home back to the castle, but also joined by two new party members, those being Kami and Chi-Chi. Kami would like to make an offer to Goku about training under him, but that's when the Pilaf gang rushes out. If you remember what happened at the tail end of part 7.5, yeah, Roshi is gone. Just taken. And it's not like they didn't try to stop it. The Pilaf gang roll the footage for the Dragon Team. Roshi fought back, and the Pilaf gang used their lasers on the ship that took him. They also took over the airwaves to broadcast an Amber Alert on that ship. Nobody's come forward with anything yet, but the announcement is still going. It sucks that it had to happen on the day of the tournament too, since that means a lot of people would be watching pay-per-view rather than regular TV. So this is a legitimate curiosity to everyone. It goes to show them two things. One, never, ever, 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 ever leave only one person home at a time, and two, the Pilaf gang's mechs clearly don't cut it. Nobody blames them for what happened either, because they've never been on the level to resist against anyone stronger, but maybe it's time for things to change. Because of what they saw on the security footage, which involved Upa attacking Roshi alongside Tao, Goku and Toribot are gonna go tell Bora what happened. Toribot rides with Goku on the Nimbus. And when they get to Korin's sacred grounds, Bora's gone too. But was he turned into a cyborg? No. Because of the people seeing the Nimbus, some people in the sacred grounds come to visit. Goku and Toribot greet them, and they're very glad to see other people there. But the thing is, Bora didn't get kidnapped. He left on his own accord. He went off in search of Upa, trying to find him and bring him back home. In the meantime, he left everyone at the village to strengthen themselves and try to become their own protectors while it's possible. That's when Goku and Toribot had some bad news, because they vaguely know something Upa did. But first they'll need to find Bora to enlighten him on the ordeal. While Goku and Toribot go do that, I'm going to be elaborating a little bit on the history of the cyborgs here. After the defeat of the Red Ribbon Army, Gero saw he had nobody left to help him fight his battle for him. As a result, he went to Blue's grave, took his corpse, and brought him to his lab for revival. He had to regenerate some of his body, but it was fine. He was able to get Blue conscious and thanking for himself again. Blue willingly decided to work alongside Gero for revenge, and he aided him in the creation of Android 9. Android 9 was built to be very obedient and very violent. However, Gero went a little overboard on the obedience because Android 8 was a pacifist and had the ability to think for himself. Gero completely neutered Android 9's ability to think, and thus he wouldn't do anything at all without the command of General Blue or Dr. Gero. This made Dr. Gero very upset since he'd just spent a whole year and a half working on Android 9. That's when Gero got the idea to turn Blue into a cyborg, which Blue himself agreed to. That took another year and a half, with Blue being completed a few days before the 22nd tournament. Under Gero's command, he went to Korin's sacred grounds, stole Tao's skeleton, and kidnapped Upa. Then once they had Tao's skeleton, they got to work on regenerating him, which was very quick. They also kept Upa in a coma using nitrous. Once Tao was regenerated, they shifted focus to Upa. As previously mentioned, Tao was already basically brain dead. About 2 weeks later, once King Piccolo and his army had been defeated, and once Pilaf became king, Gero sent Blue out to become the new secret ruler of Earth and kill the Pilaf gang, which failed. He was then killed by Toribot, which left Gero to continue his work on Upa and Tao. Once Upa was complete, he became Gero's new assistant, and he aided in the completion of Tao. He also helped Gero steal the Crane School's documents and teach Tao the Crane School style again. This was more so by reading it to him. Gero wanted Upa to focus on his own training and further mastering his ki control before he would be allowed to learn Crane School techniques like Tao. Since each android and cyborg takes a year and a half to make, and since Tao was mostly finished, they were then ready to kidnap Roshi, which they would have done whether or not he was at the king's castle or at Kame House. The important part would be that there wouldn't be any other fighters there to stop them. Of course, you know how that went. Now Gero has to repair Tao's head, but once he's done with that, he can get to work on Roshi too. That was a big exposition dump. Luckily, Goku and Toribot have found Bora. He's taken to wearing this cool cowboy type of outfit, which he wore in movie 3. Goku and Toribot say hello to him. It takes Bora a moment to recognize Goku, but the robot was unmistakably Toribot. He's happy to see them, but somewhat confused as to why they're there. That's the bad part. They inform Bora of what happened. Appa just helped Tao kidnap Roshi. Bora's very confused because he knows he killed Tao. And while Appa was missing, he wouldn't run away, would he? Well, Goku does have one theory. He thinks that whoever took Appa and Tao away also commanded Appa and Tao to take Roshi. That theory checks out because it's true. Goku and Toribot also explain about the ship that Appa left in. It looked kind of like a bean, it was gray, and it had these blue reflectors up which had the ability to reflect attacks. Bora thanks them for the information. He'll look for that ship. If he finds Appa, Tao, or Roshi, he'll let everybody know. They ask if Bora wants to come train with them, but, that removes the point. He's trying to look for his son, his enemy, and their master. Of course, Goku was the one who asks this question. Well, with them having caught up, they all go their separate ways. Bora reminds them that if they ever need to get stronger, they can seek out Korin's aid, and they will keep that in mind. When they get home, Kami starts bothering Goku about training under him and becoming his new apprentice, and maybe one day becoming guardian. Goku flatly rejects this offer. He says if Kami's gonna train people, it needs to be everyone. Also, he's not interested in being Earth's guardian since that would keep him stationary. Kami understands and he will be training everyone. Not right now, but going forward. Goku also explains to Chi-Chi how dangerous he and his friends' lives are, and he wants to tell her this because if she has any hesitation, she should back out now. Chi-Chi decides to stay. Goku agreed to marry her, and she's not gonna let some cyborgs or demons get in the way. So we have a fighter Chi-Chi in this scenario. The next day, almost everyone gets to work on training. Goku takes Chi-Chi to Korin since that seems to be a lower training level, as Bora had engaged with it so long ago. Her power level in canon at this point is 130, so I think after that training it gets to be 195. I took the same principle as I did when Bora got his Korin training, so add another half of your power onto there. She's still not on par with everyone else, but they can fix that. You know why? Because Chi-Chi gets to drink the Ultra Divine Water. And she's stronger than Goku when he drank it. So after drinking it, her power grows to 255. That's not as big a boost as Goku got when he drank it in canon, but I feel like a Zenkai boost helped him in that. So right now she's still weaker than Shen, and she also has the least martial arts experience, but with time that can improve. Goku also tries his hand at the training, but he's legitimately too fast for it to even be a workout. I don't think Goku would drink the Ultra Divine Water right here since he's had it proven to him that someone can beat Piccolo even if they are weaker than him, and since those cyborgs never bother attacking them when they're all at the castle. Essentially, if he can develop his power on his own, then he will. Once they return to the castle, Toribot and Shen both teach Chi-Chi the Turtle and Crane School styles. In the background, everyone else trains under Kami, while Bulma works on another power battery for Toribot, as well as one power battery each for the Pilaf Gang's individual mechs. Training Chi-Chi to understand the Turtle and Crane School martial arts styles is pretty easy, just time-consuming. However, Goku has to step in Toribot's place to teach Chi-Chi ki control with Shen's aid. So all around, she takes about 3 months to fully grasp both styles and their ki techniques. I don't think that's glazed because that's still a quarter of a year. Plus everyone else is still getting stronger and more knowledgeable without her. By the time Chi-Chi's training is done, Toribot's second power battery has already been given over to him, and he's fully charged it, meaning that other than the combined Pilaf mech, Toribot is now the strongest. But even then, he can get jumped pretty easily during training. Everyone else has gotten a lot stronger than before under Kami's tutelage. The meditation and mindfulness aspect of his training is very helpful, and having such a wise teacher is very helpful as well. Keeping a calm mind in times of adversity better allows you to approach a situation. If you remember how Shen acted in Part 6's ending, you'll understand why a more relaxed mindset is better for him. Of course, even spending so much time with the Dragon Team has softened him up considerably. Everyone keeps training and Chi-Chi gets put on government payroll. I'm just going to skip to the end of the 5-year gap since the only other stuff happening is going to be kept a secret for a little bit. Piccolo is at a power level of 2000. He's been training on his lonesome and has occasionally been stalking the Dragon Team to see their progress. Being so much stronger at first and then having such strong people to contend with, he's definitely trying to get as strong as possible. The combined Pilaf mech is at a power level of 1500. Each Pilaf mech was given a power battery. Goku is at a power level of 1250. He's stronger here because Kami's training was far more beneficial. He still has his tail as well. He would be stronger, but Gohan was born, so he has to help raise him and he doesn't get as much training time anymore. Tien is at a power level of 1100. Toribot is at a power level of 1000. While Kami was there, he also created some of the material the Lookout is made of for Toribot. Using that, Toribot made a gray version of that material and drew his new body with that since it's more durable. Yamcha is at a power level of 985. Krillin is at a power level of 980. Chaozu is at a power level of 910. Kami is at a power level of 800. He was forced to get stronger in order to adapt to his students. After everyone got done with his training, which took about a year, he left. Shen is at a power level of 790. Chi-Chi is at a power level of 700. She would be stronger, but she missed about a year of training and she still has to spend some of her time raising Gohan. Yajirobe is at a power level of 650. He did train under Kami, but generally he doesn't train that often. He never learned the turtle or crane school style since he just has his sword. I also want to tell you Shen and Yajirobe are close friends. However, since Yajirobe doesn't care for training, he doesn't care to learn Shen's style either. The Pilaf mechs are each at a power level of 500. Piano is at a power level of 300. Remember, I mentioned him being alive a couple parts ago. He is alive. And the reason he trains is because Piccolo wants him to be useful. Bora is also at a power level of 300 because during his search for Upa, he's barely been training. He has, however, developed his techniques further. He's extended the usage of his bear aura, and he's also developed a new technique to fit in with his outfit. His technique is the Spirit Gun. If you know about Whole Horse's Emperor stand, it's somewhat like that. Basically, a gun made out of his soul energy, or out of ki. Except the Spirit Gun works more like a regular gun than anything. It just uses Bora's power. Despite being the same strength, if Bora and Piano were to get into a fight, Bora would definitely win with a moderate amount of difficulty. Gohan is at a power level of 5, so clearly he's the strongest one here. He'd be educated by some super advanced intelligent tutors since, Goku and Chi-Chi are on government payroll. He's also just a tiny bit stronger here since Goku and Chi-Chi both are as well. Also, don't think that they've only been training because obviously these people all live their lives too. We just never cover that since it's not really interesting. Also of note is that Bulma, Puar, and Launch still live here. We just rarely talk about them because they don't fight. We're gonna throw Launch a bone and say that she is with Tien. Bulma and Yamcha never break up since Yamcha can't catch the eye of other women or he can't cheat on her. It's kind of indecisive what he actually did, but either way, he ain't doing it. I mean, we could also talk about the Pilaf Gang's policies and what they're doing and how the economy is under them, but we're not gonna, cause I don't actually think anyone cares about that. I'm not even gonna cover Raditz in this video yet because it's gone on so long and it's just been a massive info dump about training. But that will be the next video. So, yeah, take care. Don't let Raditz steal your clothes. Bye.